Good. So this paper by my colleague Mieko, Matsumoto and me, we are going to show you with the name of current status of georeferenced metadata visualization. We will talk about MUSIT, the national infrastructure we have, unimus.no, our web page, the MUSIT artifact database, and the ADED project. MUSIT, Museum IT, is then a cooperative IT organization of the 5 Norwegian university museums, and it has been in existence since 2007. It's the continuation of 2 projects that we had, and one realizes, of course, that this is a continuous work, so it has to be a permanent organization, and that is MUSIT, which is then responsible for the development and maintenance of the databases. There are databases in the humanities and in the natural sciences, and of them, in the humanities, archaeology is the largest one. And on the map you see Norway with the 5 archaeological museum districts that we have. So this database was originally populated by digitizing the old artifact catalogs. Some of them had been printed and could be transferred from that, and in other cases we were writing in things from the original handwritten catalogs. And so the database has been populated with catalog texts until 1999. From 2000 till 2005, it's a between period where we had some catalog text being written in the old fashion, some being written in access databases and then imported to the new one. And then from 2006, we do all our cataloging directly in the MUSIT database. And this, of course, makes the material accessible in quite different ways. So MUSIT Archaeology Online is then at www.unimus.no. And here we publish all the University Museum's archaeological collections together. So it is now all in all 1.4 million objects that have, or lines in the entries in the database that have been published here. And I did a query for Stone Age and got 377,000 entries, so it's quite a good data set. Most of them are georeferenced, some of them with an image. And when I click on one of such entries, I get more information, the metadata, and I also get the original catalog text and the mark on the map. I can also export the entries and create maps from this Unimus page. So the MUSIT database archaeology from our museum, we have now published around 550,000 entries. We have connected them to the SMR at Riksantikvaren, and 300,000 of them has an SMR ID, and that links them to 6,000 different SMR points. Since this material has come to the museum over so many years, the precision levels are, of course, very different. Like it was mentioned earlier today, with modern excavations, you have very precise data, very precise coordinates, but when it's information coming to the museum for a long time ago, you will have less precise information. And to be able to cope with this, we have introduced quantitative precision levels, and that are then the site, the cadastral unit, municipality, and a geographic name. A geographic name can be quite precise, but it can also be a very wide area. And you can see here some examples of the site placed within the farm boundaries, the cadastral unit, and then it's a church unit, the Asker Deanery, to the East and Bærum parish, and then the municipality and the county. And of course, with data like this, it wouldn't be any meaning in presenting it as a precision level plus minus a number of meter, 1,000 meter, 10,000 meter, because it's an irregular polygon. That is within that irregular polygon the site might be. From this data set, we can then create maps like this. Here we have aggregated late Neolithic flint daggers and also put markers for metal finds. And when we did this, we used all entries with precision level of site and cadastral unit, because related to the scale of these maps, that is making good sense. Now to turn to the MUSIT artifact database. We have been using this since 2006, and here we can enter very detailed information about how the different artifacts have been found. We have a special setup for Stone Age cataloging, where we can put in the square, the details of where it has been found, and then list all the objects underneath. And so the former version is to make large-scale analysis and visualizations, but here we can do more detailed intricacies analysis as well, and create maps like this, where you can see the distribution within the single site. Now, we all want to do this information as accessible as possible for as many people as possible, and that is what we are doing with the ADED project. ADED is the Archaeological Digital Excavation Documentation project, and what we want to do in that is to establish the core metadata, describe the data flow, county, directorate, museum, implement a repository for this kind of data, migrate existing data from separate projects into one large database, create an open data web interface, and make it possible to do queries across single projects. And on the bottom here is showing the number of digital excavation projects we have at our museum. We have a bit more than 600, and that is about almost half of what we have all in Norway. This slide shows the information flow. In Norway, we have no private companies doing excavations, but we have the university museums here shown by KHM, which is our museum in Oslo, and Maritime Museum, an organization called Mieko, who do excavations in the cities and medieval churches. Then the university institutes, and then the counties do a lot of surveying excavations. And then, of course, the public will deliver stray finds. That is from metal detecting and all the variety of find circumstances that might be from private persons. And all this goes down, and the field documentation is registered, becoming digital, a link to the sites and monuments register, and landing up in the MUSIT databases with ADED as a part of the MUSIT database. So what we want to do, we have seen this once more today, and it's a very good illustration that Henrik Jarl Hansen did in '93, and it shows very early and good and how to see this is a vision that existed very early, the importance of putting together information from databases in several countries. And to achieve this, we are then building on the CDOC CRM data model. So what we want to do is to present this in web portals as open data and fair data. This is illustrating the connection between MUSIT organization and ADED. The MUSIT system should be a complete system for the archaeological documentation, and so far it consists of finds in the MUSIT artifact database, reports going to the MUSIT archives, MUSIT media has photos and drawings, datings go, and other analysis go to the MUSIT analysis, and then ADED will create the site area and structures databases, repositories. And all these are then different types of information, documentation coming from the excavations. So the different data sources from the excavations is the description of artifacts, the measuring in the field, the detailed distribution map, and all this is then input to the ADED database, where it will become visible and available We have now one project called Digital Field Museum, where we want to bring the excavations into the museum and the museum out into the field. So far we have worked mainly on the first part, we having direct contact between school classes in the museum and excavation sites, which has been a quite popular effort. And from this page here, one can then also go to pages showing the excavation that have been done. Down to the left, it's an overview of the archaeological reports and the archaeological finds. And on this map showing excavations in 2018, one has then a few metadata on each excavation site. We want it to be available for queries in several levels. Most people will probably be interested in seeing houses, where have there been found houses surrounding in Norway, but some might also be interested in the details in the post holes. And it should be possible, it will be possible here, to query on both those levels. ADED a part of MUSIT, and there will be an exchange of information between MUSIT ADED and the SMR Site and Monuments Records, which in Norway is called Askeladden. And I put the 3 research, cultural heritage management and dissemination in the middle here, and both MUSIT and the SMR database are interchanging information with these 3 main efforts, producing information that can be used for further research, and the research again feeding into the databases and making all of this a better and better system. In the middle here is a web page created by some private company, and this is one of the things that we really want to achieve, that we make the data available so that many people can see that yes, these are interesting data sets, and then create their own web pages presenting this for more people. Thank you.